Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, July 21st, 2021. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. We had a significant fade after trend day in the previous session here, where we had a significant bounce day, very similar to what we've seen in the past here. It took a while for it to get going, but eventually a 60-minute buy signal developed right at the RTH open here that allowed a significant continuation to the upside to be seen the rest of the day. So that was a great intraday rejection, a nice continuation, and now we are holding at these highs. Right now, 53% of average range right here day to day, 28.5 points of range so far. We are in the midst of an up move. Today may be akin to something like this or like that, where we see some hold here, and then we may see follow through in the days to come. So as a pullback as deep as the previous session's midpoint could be in play today, but even a move that deep will likely trigger some sort of buying. 4290.88 is that level. Even if we were to see a drop that deep, again, expecting bulls to defend for a push higher. So right now, looking for a continuation to the upside. If there's any failure to hold that midpoint, though, that could be significant, and that could ultimately lead to some sort of double dip move down. So that's a key level to watch here, 4290. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. You'll see the NQ had a significant turnaround as well yesterday. A great 60-minute buy signal that developed as well. That 60-minute buy signal led to several hours of strength and closed above the previous session's high. So a really good pullback and bounce right into the 14.4 level. CLVN right there, also right inside the PIMA trigger zone. Everything leading to a decent bounce. Again, today could be one of those days that is a digestive day after the recent rally, and then we could be looking at a failed new low and continuation in the day to come. So today, likely some sort of pullback and hold day, as we're seeing right now. The previous session's midpoint will be important, but even more importantly is the previous quarter or previous month's high and close. Right now, those are one and the same, but those levels right there, very, very important. Can price stay above those on a closing basis for the day? Any failure to do so could open up a return as deep as 14K. Let's take a look now at crude oil. Crude oil, significant sell-off a couple of days ago. In the previous session, there was a buy signal that had developed throughout much of the day, and in the final closing minutes there, the price dropped, closing the day kind of like a doji here almost. Well, we're seeing a break through the top end of that range. 67.60, very important here today, already busting through that high. Any pullback into that zone could still be considered a buy for a continuation up. One other thing I mentioned to our group yesterday is we may have seen an impulse high with an impulse low, and if that's the case, then we're looking for this midpoint to be tested, and that's at 70.27. So 70.27 is the next likely upside swing target, which would likely be reached sometime between 1 to 5 days. Today, a very nice continuation off the 66s. Any pullback as deep as 67.50 could still be a great continuation for a move into 70.27 over the course of the next several days. So right now, looking very, very bullish here off of this low to begin the day. Taking a look lastly at gold futures. Gold turned down in the previous session with a failed new high. That's a high that pushes through the previous high and then can't hold that high and instead crashes back below. And usually if you close below the mid, it's even more indicative of weakness. It did not do that, and instead today seeing a pullback that is taking out the low now of the recent pivot low. That's pretty significant, especially after bouncing off the 200-day. However, the key level here that will really be significant remains 1790. So 1790 is this level right there, and that is kind of the market structure level. You have 1835 on the top, and on the bottom here 1760. and that's kind of our zone here. Can price hold this area and push this thing back up, even if it stays here for a continuation higher? Or do we see a failure to hold 1790 on a closing basis? Because that, again, would open up a new low, or at least a retest of the recent low into 1750. So right now, looking fairly bearish after yesterday's failed new high, but we're right on top of that 1790 support, which is a very important level. Failure to hold that level opens up much more weakness ahead. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.